Hey, 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 hey. Good to see you all. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Good to see you, Angie. I was
Thank
surprised when
you.
you emailed me and said, "Oh, I'm good. I want to do the show." I thought you would take a break.
No, every time I've gotten a my pacemaker or now this revision, it pumps me up. It because my heart is so bad before they go ahead and do whatever they have to do, that when
Mhm.
they do anything to it, like replacement or whatever, it gives me more energy than I could ever think about having. Like right now, I have more energy than I've had in months
Wow,
because
good.
they've given me this pacemaker.
Oh, well, we were praying for you, and
And I felt every prayer, and it went so smooth, Ella. I cannot tell you. The doctor said this has been one of the most perfect replacements of this type of pacemaker that I have done in years. Nothing went wrong.
wow,
He said everything was perfect. And I
that's
thought, man, you don't know how many people I have praying for me.
oh,
So, but it was
oh,
everything's good. Everything's
yeah.
good.
Oh, good. Thank God for that. Thank God. It's glad to see you back. Yeah, you know, with such a procedure, you never know. You never know. But it's good to hear you. You don't sound any different. You just full of energy.
Yeah, James, I got up and walked right about an hour after they brought me back from the procedure. And at
Yeah.
first he was like, "Do you really want to get up and go and go to the restroom?" I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I stood up and started walking. He said, "Whoa, slow down. Slow down. You hadn't been going this fast. You're gonna fall. Slow down." I said, "I'm good. I'm good."
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. Like I was telling you in the back room, I was saying how I was listening to your last video that you put out about how you woke up while the procedure was you were going through that procedure, and we didn't quite finish talking about it in the back room, but I wanted to talk about it here. I mean, wow, what a
Okay, so
what's in your mind.
when they get me back there to the operating room, I'm wide awake. I don't understand why they didn't give me a little sedation before I got back there, because they
Mhm.
knew I had panicked. But, at the CT, that was
Yeah.
written on my chart. I couldn't complete the test because I panicked. And I thought, well, why don't they give me something to relax me? Because when I go in, Ella, there's this little operating table with no cushion on it that was about this wide. And I said, and it was like three nurses that looked like they weighed 120 to 130 pounds. I said, where are all the men? And the
Uh,
lady looks and says, what are you talking about? I said, y'all not going to be able to get me over there on that table. I'm a big woman. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want y'all to drop me. But of course, they use one of those sliding things, that you
yeah.
slide over.
Over.
So they get me on the table and they lift me up because of my back. And they just start walking around the room doing their little thing. One lady grabs this arm, not really like in a jerking way, but just lifts it up real calmly. She said, you
Mm.
have to put your arm down in this little pocket here on the side. I said, okay, not thinking anything about it. She begins to tie my arm to that thing, and I'm going, oh no, oh no, Angie, just don't go there. Don't go
Mm.
there. Like thinking I'm going to get tied up because anxiety and panic is very real. I mean,
Mm.
very real. And you have to understand, I can't move my legs. So that makes it even worse. So
Yeah.
the other lady has the other arm and she ties it on this side.
So
Okay.
like kind of like strap you in
Yeah. Like I can't lift I mean, you know what
your
I'm saying?
arms. Mm.
So I'm like, Lord, and I began to pray, Lord, please don't let me panic. I got to have this done. I've got to have this done. And I just closed my eyes and went to a whole different place.
Mm.
Then what does the nurse do? Ma'am, we got to cover your entire face through this whole procedure. Now, what you have to understand is when I had my first procedure done, I was awake. They didn't cover my face. They didn't tie my hands down. They didn't do anything. So this was all unexpected for me. So
Wow.
she covers my face up. And when she did, I was like, oh no, oh no, I'm fixing to lose it. How am I
Mm.
going to get through this? And I'm thinking, why don't you give me something to put me out?
Yeah.
And she said, ma'am, are you okay? I said, I'm okay, but I'm waiting for y'all to give me the medicine to make me go to sleep because I don't know how much more of this I can take. My face covered, my hands tied down, and I already have panic attacks. And she said, "Yes, ma'am, we're going to get to you in just a minute." Well, you know how a minute can be when you are in a situation you want to get out of.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, he comes in. Dr. Hauglin comes in. He starts talking to me, and he starts telling me what he's going to do and all this stuff. He said, "Now, if this vein is open over here, we're going to go through it. But if not, we're going to have to go through the other side, and it's going to take longer because it's going to be on your right side." And luckily, that vein was open, and they could still use it. That was an answered prayer. But anyway, he said, "Okay, we're fixing to give you the medicine to put you out." I said, "Okay." So they must have put it in. He said, "Okay, here it comes. Start counting." I don't remember counting. Okay, I don't remember.
I've been in that situation too. You
I
don't
don't
remember counting.
I don't remember counting. So next thing I know, I'm alert, and I start thinking, when is he going to start the procedure? And I say, "I'm awake. Am I supposed to be awake? And have I been asleep? Because I don't really think you put me to sleep." And everybody in the room just laughed. I could just hear them laughing. And he said, "Ma'am," he said, "Miss Smith, you've been asleep for over 2 hours."
Wow.
And I said, "No way." He said, "Yeah, I'm suturing you up right now, and it's about 8 more minutes. So it's okay for you to be awake through this." And Ella, I felt like I had never been to sleep, not 1 minute. And it had been 2 hours.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, so he goes and finishes doing his little thing over here, putting the battery and suturing me up and all that. They asked me, he said, "Now, if you have a hobby of reading or doing anything like that, that's what you need to do for the next 2 weeks because you need to take it easy." And he said, "Do you have a hobby?" I said, "Well, I have a YouTube channel." And he said, "Well, we've never met a real YouTuber before. What's your channel about?" And all this stuff. Started talking to me about that. But I knew that I had so many prayers going up for me. Hold on a minute. I got this covered up on my screen. I don't know what happened. I knew that I had so many prayers going up that it couldn't have went any. Oh gosh, it couldn't have went any better than it did. Because I was up walking an hour after I went back to the room. I was up walking. It was just amazing. But to wake up thinking that he hadn't even started yet.
But he's already, you've been doing it for 2 hours already.
And when they were getting me back on the table, I could tell I'd laid on that table so long because my back was in so much pain. And they wouldn't let me take my morning medicine before I went to surgery. So I hadn't had my morning medication. And it was even worse. But when I got back to the room, I got my medicine and everything was fine. But it went smooth, Ella. I can't explain to you. You know, when you have people praying for you and a community of people that have the core belief that you do when it comes to what you believe spiritually, you know?
Yeah.
It just really works. But I want to thank everybody who prayed for me. And I am so happy to be a part of this community. And the love and the kindness. You can't believe the text messages, the messages over Facebook,
email, and
all kind of messages that I've gotten. It is just great.
Oh, I'm so glad. All right, let me say hi to those coming in, and we're gonna get this ball rolling. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer's been here since morning. Oh my goodness! Wow, Jennifer. I hope you come back. Hi, Pearl. Mwah, mwah. Welcome in. Hi, Miss Josie's place.
Hey, Josie.
Josie's on tomorrow, guys. Make sure you check her out. She's gonna be on tomorrow, Friday and Saturday. She had a good show yesterday. Great show. Hi, Claudette. Mwah,
There's
mwah.
my twin. Hey, Claudette.
Hey, Claudette. Hi, little Debbie. Mwah. Good to see you, little Debbie. How you doing? How's the ducky ducks? Hey, Z Cat. Hi, Sue. Welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness, it's getting so hot. Ashley, good to see you, Ashley. Welcome in. Welcome in. Claudette said you're looking great, Angie.
Oh, I'm feeling so much better.
That's good. That's good. Let's see who else is here. Dove season. Hi, Dove season. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Little Debbie said, my mom's pacemaker made all the difference. She was at 20% heart function, and now after she's at 55. Wow, that does make a difference. Sorry to.
As I was telling you in the back, Ella, I was pacing at 74 beats a minute. Now I'm
Mm,
pacing at 88. That's why I have so much energy, is because my heart rate is 88 beats a minute now instead of 74.
yeah. All right. Yeah, Dove Susan says he's sorry that you had to go through that. Hi, Crystal. Mwah, mwah. Good to see you, Crystal. Hey, Piki Nikki. Mwah, mwah. She said, blanket. She said she's happy to see that you are back. Everybody's
Thank
happy to
you,
see you
Nikki.
back.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Make sure you check out Piki Nikki on her channel on Saturday. She's going to be with me tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hi, Sally. Good to see you, Sally. How you doing? All right, all right, all right. Hi, Debs Wood Burning. Good to see you, Debs. Welcome in, welcome in. It's been a while. Check out Debs Wood Burning. She does auctions on her channel at 6 in the evenings, and she does karaoke at 11. So make sure you check her out. I was there, was it I think it was, if was it, must be Friday, or I don't know if she does it Saturday, but it was Friday. There was a guy with this a Hanukkah, I think that's what they call it, and he was playing it while,
Harmonica?
yeah, he was playing it on Debs Woodburn's channel. Yeah.
Cool.
Angie, I didn't know, but I just said a prayer of thanks to him for taking
Oh,
care of.
thank you. Thank you, Dove Season. Thank
That's
you.
nice of you, Dove. Yeah, to go. I mean, to do that procedure. Wow. Hi, Lisa Anderson. Mwah, mwah. Welcome in. Good to see ya. Little Debbie is such an amazing name. Hi, Laurie Chase. Mwah, mwah.
Hey,
Guys,
Lori.
hit the thumbs up. If you're here, hit the thumbs up. Yes, God is good. God is good all the time. All the time. All right. Let's see who else is here. I think I caught up. All right. We got 20 people now. So if you're just coming in, and if you, even though you're lurking, hit the thumbs up, guys. Hit the thumbs up. So we can get some more
We don't
people.
mind the lurkers. We don't mind
Yeah,
them.
we don't mind. Just hit the thumbs up. You can look and you can listen. So which is great. So what are we talking about today? Because I have this feeling that based on your experience, we're gonna be talking about something based on what you went through.
Yeah, I think uh, I want to talk about how other, like, people in the chat, and they deal with anxiety and panic when you
Mm,
go through something, because it is so real. And honestly, I've never experienced it till I became, like, bound to a wheelchair and become disabled. And I would hear people talk about, oh, I had a panic attack, or I have anxiety. I can't go into a crowd. I can't stand up and speak in front of people, and I think that's the silliest thing I ever heard. I mean, what are you talking about? But until you experience it, you cannot know how real it is. And I knew just as well when I went into that hospital that I was going to have to control that urge to have a panic attack, because I knew that it was life changing for me to have this procedure done. I
mm,
had to have it. There was no ifs, ands, buts about it. I didn't have to have the CT that I didn't, that I panicked and they didn't, have me go through it. But I was going to have to go through this procedure no matter what. So I
mm.
want to know from the people in the chat, do they deal with anxiety and panic, and what do they do to overcome it?
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
what I want to ask.
yeah. So, guys, if you have any experience with anxiety, or you've had the experience with panic attack, or you know somebody that has, what was your experience and how did you deal with it, if you ever did experience it, or how did you, if you see somebody, if you know somebody that suffers from anxiety or panic attack, how did they deal with it? um I think we kind of touched on, normally when we generally talk about something else, little things that we've gone through in our life sips into our conversation. And I think I've mentioned being this through this situation before. Um, I had suffered real bad from panic attack and anxiety, and when I do, I can't breathe. It's hard for me to breathe when I have the attacks. Um, and then when I do manage to catch my breath back, it just overwhelms. It's just like it comes with tears and everything. And that's how, I started experiencing it. But I didn't know how to deal with it in the first time. When I experienced it, I didn't know how to deal with it. And I when I'm in a public place, it's just like I don't want to be in that public place, and I will run from there. I will go in. It's like I will close the curtains and I will just be inside, and I want to be out, and it's like you find a corner to go to. It's like that's your safe corner, and you will be there, and it only took like when I got here and I had a breakdown, and my husband noticed it, okay, because I didn't want to be in that situation. And as soon as he noticed it, it was like, oh, when you're in this situation, you got to call somebody. But sometimes it's really hard sometimes to call somebody when you are in that situation. But there's so many other things I've tried to learn now how to deal with it. So yeah, it'd be nice to know how people deal with having that. I don't think it goes away completely. It still stays with you. It's just how you can control it.
It's
Now,
such a it's such a mind thing, you know what I'm saying? Your
mm,
mind just goes to so many different scenarios of, you being in that situation, and it just gets larger and larger. And
yeah.
tears do come with it because,
Ooh.
I cried when they pulled me out of that CT. I was crying like a baby, like just that kind of
Mm,
cry, not just weeping, but really
yeah,
crying. I mean, it
yeah,
was like somebody had scared me so badly that I wasn't about to get over it, you know?
yeah. And they always say that anxiety disorder, it's a feeling of fear and worry, like that is difficult to control, and it can cause, a huge amount of stress to your life, you know. So that's another thing that I know about having anxiety. How it just really it could affect you um for the longest. Now, I don't know whether there's a cure for it, but I know there's ways that you can go about dealing with it and handling it. So I will kind of like go to the chat and see if
Yeah, let's see what they say.
anybody said. I pace the room back and forth. I go outside, do breathing, take anxiety meds. This is almost a daily thing for me. Wow, Claudette. I actually I didn't want to be put on meds because I just felt that if I am on meds, I will get totally hooked on it.
Right,
you know?
right.
So that's one thing I wanted to avoid. And my doctor I was seeing back then just told me that he wouldn't want to put me on meds, but he told me I have to take time off and stay at home from work because it was hard for me to even be at the workplace. So I was off work for like 2 months, So yeah, everybody finds way of dealing with it. So walking back and forth and going outside to do breathing exercise. That's another thing I've learned is the breathing exercise. Laurie said when I had my anxiety attack, uh I tried to my mind on some try to put my mind on something else, maybe sing a song or to myself
See,
or
that's what I was doing at the hospital when I was laying on that table. I began to pray and just say, Lord, and just have my mind go somewhere else instead of that I was tied down to this operating table, with my face covered up. But what
Yeah.
I was going to ask Ella, do you agree or disagree with this? When people, now I don't have anxiety on a daily basis. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? I
mm.
have it when I go through something, like I went through, not on dailies, but some people live with it on a daily basis. But do
Yes.
you think it's from a trauma or an event that they went through that caused them to start having the anxiety and the panic attacks? I mean, I want to
Yeah.
know how the chat feels about that, because something had to change in me in order for me to be get at the age I am to start now having anxiety and panic when years I have not ever had it.
It could be different things. For me, when I had my panic attack, it was something that was triggered. Something triggered it. And so that had caused my panic attack and my anxiety. It caused it to the point where I just thought, I don't want to be here anymore. You understand? When I say I don't want to be here, I wouldn't have been here. That was it was something that triggered it. Now it's just like a switch. It turns on. You turn the light on and then you see everything. So for me, how could I get rid of it? Why is it when the switch was turned on and you turn it off, why doesn't it go away after it's been turned off? No, it's whether it's on and off, whatever triggers it, it stays on in your life. Now is how you deal with it, you know.
Right,
And for me, once I anything can trigger it. I could be sitting here and something could, it's like I just feel like something like it's this cold, freezing like breeze on my back. And it's like all of a sudden I'm, panicking.
you're
And
there. Yeah.
how do I deal with it? Like Laurie and Claudette said, they go outside, they do breathing exercises and stuff like that. Now, for me, like say she sings a song. For me, I quote scripture. And one of the best scripture that I've learned to quote is, God has not given me the spirit of fear. Because, like I've just said, anxiety and panic all comes from fear.
Here.
So I quote that scripture to myself. And I say, God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of love and a sound mind. I keep repeating it until I start to feel much better. So that's what I do for myself. And like I said, something could trigger it, whether it depends. Was something that's happened to you in the past, you never know, it was covered, you covered it up, you put it in the back of your mind. And it could happen like in your 20s, your 30s, in your 40s. That's what happened to me. It was something that happened to me when I was much younger. Now it only got triggered when I hit my 30s. That's when it got triggered.
See, mine felt like it was that you have that fight or flight,
Yeah.
in your life. And when I get in a situation like that, I automatically want to fight. Like I wanted to think, no, don't tie my arms down. I won't be able to fight. I felt helpless. You know what I'm saying? And I think when I go through my panic attacks and anxiety, I do feel helpless.
Mm,
And then like you, I start praying, and I start saying, now fear is the opposite of faith. And
mhm.
those two things can't be in the same room. So I need to get faith in the room instead of fear.
Yeah.
And I'm never ashamed of having a panic or anxiety attack, because I know that it's real, and I know I'm not just trying to bring it on for, you know, no reason. It's really real. And I'm
That's
not embarrassed to say that I have it. And no one should ever feel less
no.
than or embarrassed about having panic or anxiety attacks. But some people can make you feel like you should not be that way.
Yeah. Pikiniki said she's had a panic attack. Yeah, I remember one time she called me, and that's another thing somebody taught me. It's like when you're gonna have an attack, try to find somebody that you can call so that once you're in it, they'll be able to talk you through it, you know. And mine was like, I remember like when I called one time I had it so bad, I called my husband, he wasn't answering the phone. And then I had to call a coworker of his, and she has been through that situation and she was able to talk me through it. until he showed up, you know. So I remember Pikiniki called me, and I was able to talk her, you know. I couldn't hear what she was saying, just like me when I'm in that situation. You could not even hear whatever. And she was like, I'm sending you this StreamYard. And we were there, and she was going through it, and I had to talk her, you know. And that's another thing. Find somebody that you can trust, you can
Yes,
talk to.
trust. Yes.
You can, if you're going through the panic attack, call them. Whether you're full blown into it or just it's about to start, just call them, because sometimes they're not going to be able to hear what you're saying. Because that's one thing I noticed. I've been thinking I'm speaking gibberish, you know. But it's when I just say, that is how mine go. I can't hardly get the words out, but I try. I'm having a
Yeah,
panic
just to
attack.
know that somebody is there, that you're
Yeah,
not by
and as soon as
yourself.
they know that I'm having a panic attack, then they can just talk me to say, "Hey, breathe, drink water," and and they try to talk to me and tell me stuff, and slowly I get to calm down. You know, Lisa said she's dealt with it for 30 years. That's close to like almost 30 years I've been dealing with mine as well. But like I said, you get to a point where you learn how to manage it. Yes, yes, you feel, oh yeah, everything's like walls are all coming in, closing in on
And
you.
it is so real, Ella. It is so real what you are feeling. Like she's saying about the walls closing in. You
Mm,
actually feel like you're being like buried alive. That's what I always refer to. Like I just feel like I'm just being buried alive and can't control it.
yeah. So, and actually, when you think about it, you read up on about it. People call it so many things. It's a disorder that can last a long time for other people. It affects not your just your life. It affects your social life. It affects life with your family. If you have kids in school, they affect their life too. It affects work life. If you're going through any of these, it does. you know there is physical reactions to this, behavioral reaction, emotional reaction. The physical reaction, like I said, it's like I'm trembling, you're sweating, you feel faint sometimes. It look like you're gonna have a running stomach. People say they have butterflies in their stomach. Their butterflies mean different stuff in your stomach. Your
Right.
heart is beating so fast, when you're having it. And then you have difficulty in breathing. It look like you're gonna pass out, you
Start
know.
hyperventilating or something.
Yeah. And people say you're feeling hot, you be thinking it's hot flash. But what if you're not at that stage where you're having hot flash? So
Right.
those are the signs of physical reaction. And then you have the behavior. You're just looking for somewhere secure to go. you know you're feeling restless. You're pacing. You're it just sometimes, like I said, like when I'm in that mode, I find it difficult to speak you
I
know
shake a lot. I
yeah,
shake like it's uncontrollable shaking. Like I can't get my body to stop.
to
Like
stop
especially my
shaking. Yeah.
hands and stuff to stop shaking. I'm
Mhm.
saying calm down in my brain. I'm saying calm down, calm down.
Yeah, and then you have the emotional reaction, because now you're feeling like, oh, you're panicking. You feel like, oh, everything is coming to an end. You feel like, oh, is there danger? you know you're having trouble sleeping, and you don't want it. For me, when I'm in that stage, I don't want to sleep. I don't want it. Food is the last thing I'm thinking.
Last thing you want, yes.
Food is the last thing I'm thinking of. Hi, Brazilla, welcome. Hi, Hunter. Hi, Serena. Mwah. Welcome in, guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Oh, they always wait until I put me to sleep before then they tie me down in surgery. I don't like the tying down in surgery kind of stuff, because that, like you said, that would just make it worse for me. You know, but I've had several surgeries. When I go in, I was thinking, oh, I'll be fine. So I try to do my breathing exercise when they come. I know they say, oh, we're going to roll you into surgery soon, and then my husband has to leave the room. I know, okay, it's about that time. And when I start panicking, I all know that, okay, Ella, just breathe. I'll just start to breathe. And then when they say, okay, we're going to give you the injection and all the other stuff, and they say count back, I don't even remember even saying one.
One, I
I
know.
don't even remember saying one, but I've never been strapped down. And it just, I think maybe sometimes the reason they strap you down, it could
They don't
be,
want you grabbing. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Like when I
yes,
woke up, I could have took my hand and pulled that thing off my face. You know?
yes. So that's the thing, they strap you down. I remember when my late dad went in and had his appendix taken out. So they thought they would do it for about an hour. But 3 hours later, they were still operating on him, trying because the appendix has moved from where it was and has gone further down. So he woke up.
Mm-hmm.
He woke up and he was moving and everything. And they had to get people to really hold him down to do that. So I can understand why they have to strap people in. But strapping you in, before they even give you the injection for you to sleep, I mean, that will panic anybody,
I, 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 I can honestly say, if it and me being a Christian, it was only by the grace of God and prayer, because any other time that would have happened, that they would have took my hands and me
Mm,
being awake and tied them, that would have first started it. Number
yeah.
two, when they covered my face up and she said, you're going to have to be like this through the entire procedure, I would have literally, if I hadn't have had people praying for me, and I believe this, and praying myself,
Yeah.
I would have not have made it. I'm telling you, I would have literally freaked out. I
Yeah.
would have.
Laurie said my doctor gave me prescription for anxiety meds last year and I still haven't taken any. I just focus on something else, which is good. You know,
Yeah.
and I've said this many a times. It's like find something that that works for you. Now, when I in a mood, when I feel something is about to overcome me, and then will put me in that stage, I always turn on. I'm watching comedy. Something to make me laugh. Like today, this morning, I was like looking for something to watch. I was like, oh, you know what, Golden Girls.
You love Golden Girls, don't you?
Yeah, so I put Golden Girls on. I've been watching. Like I've been watching like Frasier, and I turn Golden Girls. Next, it will be maybe Seinfeld. I look for all these comedies, and I program them in my Hulu, my Sling, and my Netflix, so that it's easy for me to get to
Fine.
when
Yeah.
I find myself in that type of situation. Now, like since Robin passed, I've been in that situation of
Now, I
anxiety.
think that's something that triggers it, Ella. Is
Yeah,
when you have someone that passes away that, that is unexpected, and you couldn't control it and you wasn't aware that it was about to happen,
yeah,
and then it happens. I think with people that have a lot of anxiety and panic, that brings it out when something
yes.
like that happens.
Like for me, I haven't been in that situation in a while, but then when she passed, that situation has been there, and I've been suffering with it for the last. And I remember even talking to my sister about it, because my sister, she's a counselor, and she just said, "You're grieving," but I'm like, yes, but I know I'm grieving, but I didn't know that it will, it's because it comes with other stuff that is
Right.
affected me. Like, I live alone just like she lives alone. If anything happens to me, nobody's even gonna know that something happened to me.
Oh,
So
we're gonna
all
know,
that,
Ella.
yeah,
We're
all
gonna
that
know.
kept flooding my mind, and all of a sudden, then I find myself I was in a panic attack. I started having panic attack, and but then I started putting on something on TV that will make me laugh to come out of it. Or I will recite, like I said, God has not given me the spirit of fear but love and a sound mind. I recite, so many things I try to do to come out of that situation. I was telling Pikiniki, I noticed that it's the first thing that I think about when I go to bed. And it's the first thing that I think about when I wake up in the morning. So my anxiety level is just a little bit higher,
And it's
at the
going to be
moment.
like that for a while because it's still fresh. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Selena said, since oh,
Amelia Marie.
I find myself having a lot of panic attack, especially when I'm watching other grandbabies. I
I can
I I
understand that.
completely
I can,
understand you going through that. Yes. And it's gonna be hyper because now you're gonna want to be overprotective of the other grandbabies. You understand? You're gonna be overprotective because it's like, oof. I
and then
mean,
that was her daughter's child. And
mm,
I myself would be trying to be strong for my daughter. At the same time, I'm grieving too. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I
yeah,
cannot imagine the panic that's going on over there.
yeah. I've always had anxiety, but nothing like I've had since losing our daughter. It's got worse. Yeah, losing a loved one. Yes, that's what I'm
Losing a child has got to be the worst.
saying. Of
I
all,
think ultimately that is the ultimate worst thing is losing a child or a grandchild or something that you're saying, wait a minute, I'm older. I should have been the one to go. Why
mm,
are you taking the young ones? Why did it have to happen? I'm older. Take me.
yeah. So I see what you guys are going through. Mine comes when I'm getting the pain in not used to also, but when someone dies, it gets worse because I think to myself, this could happen to me. Yeah, and that's the situation I find myself now. When something like that happens, I say, oh my goodness, in the last it's been like 2 weeks now, and I'm still in that stage, but gradually I'm trying to get out of it. But my sister was like, don't worry about it, you're grieving, it will take time. So
And you will work through it and you will go through it and then you won't have to relive it again because you've worked through it, you know?
yeah. Scooter, Texas Val, Joanne and Joe has been there in the darkest hour. Yeah. You know, when you
You
have
need
somebody,
someone.
yes, you're gonna need somebody. When you have people there to help you, it's yeah, you gotta find somebody to lean on. Hi, Lisa's new adventure. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you. Check out Lisa. She's gonna be on tomorrow at 1. Make sure you check her out. Silent Silver. Mwah, mwah. Thank you so much. And thanks for hitting the thumbs up. I appreciate you. Guys, make sure you check out Silent Silver. I do that, Ella. I watch comedy and it calms me down. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. That's what I do. I watch something to make me laugh, so that it helps. And I try not to go, you know, and that's why sometimes when people call me and be like thinking, "Oh, should I call you back? Do you have somebody in your?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." They think I have people in the house, but no, I have TV on, so just make it feel like I have people in the house, and it kind of helps as well. Hi, Texas. I was waiting for you to come in. So Texas Val sent
What
me.
has she sent?
She sent me this. Not
Not
my
my
second
circus, not my monkeys. Oh my gosh. But that really is cute though. I really like that.
one. And she sent me this nice chain that she got me. I always love this. When Picnic is selling this, I always wanted to get one of these, but everybody keep bidding before I could put a bid in. But it's flat,
Oh,
a
that's
chain.
very
I
pretty.
really love it. Yeah, and then it's got this banana earring.
Oh my gosh, that is
Oh
cute.
my god! I'll make sure I put it back on her ear. So that
Texas
is
Val
pretty.
did good.
Yeah, Texas Val, thank you so much. I'm gonna definitely use it to display my jewelry. Thank you. And then she had
Oh my goodness.
mwah, mwah. Texas Val's birthday tomorrow. So guys, make sure you wish her happy birthday when you see her in the chat tomorrow. Absolutely, that is it. I try to be strong for my family. You gotta be strong, at the end of the day. Um, even though you just feel you want to break down, you have to be strong for that person. You know, you got to be strong for that family member, for that friend, because they probably are going through it with you. And you got to ask God to continue to give you the strength to overcome, so you're able to be there for somebody else.
And I
Hi,
think you should,
shadow woman. Good to see you.
and I
Welcome.
think you should go with it. Like, don't try to hold back from like keeping it inside. If you want to just cry, go ahead and just kind of release some of it, because I feel like if you keep it in, that the
Yeah.
next one you have is going to be even bigger. You know,
Oh my goodness. So my son started having anxiety attack and he got so bad he passed out in the shower. He could he will come to my house and cry to me that he was scared, and he stated that he when he hit 30 years old, he's now, oh my goodness. Oh my, he's now 30. Oh my goodness. That one is really bad. I'm scared about that one, you know, because if it wasn't for, actually, also if it wasn't for YouTube, me coming up every day and selling and everything, I don't know where I would have been with where I, with me suffering from panic attacks and anxiety. I don't know, because for him to be that for it to be so bad that he passed out. Oh Lord, have mercy. I wish, you always want to pray that somebody's there, so that if he goes through that situation again, that somebody will be able to be there to make sure it doesn't get to that stage where he will pass out, because he could pass out. What if something bad even happens and he don't come out
well,
of
he
it?
hurts himself when he passes out. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
when you pass out, you just fall wherever you are.
Yeah.
And what if you hurt yourself?
Yeah. So wow, that's bad. Robin all day. Yes, Robin all day. Robin all day. She's a pretty lady, and so are you, sweet friend. Mwah, mwah. Yes, I think about Robin every day, and she shows up on my YouTube feed. Yes, she still shows up on my YouTube feed. I was watching one a couple of days ago where she was talking about um the intro that she made for us, and we're getting dinged for it. I was watching it and I could, she was calling my name, was like, oh, I know Ella said it was $49. Ella, it's $29. Yeah, you just felt like she just did the live, it came up my timeline and I was just watching it, and yeah. And
I'm
I was going back into the stage where I was gonna feel down, and I said, Ella, get it together. Get it together. So yeah.
See, I'm so glad to hear y'all speak of her like that, because honestly, that's why I started my YouTube channel, was for me to have something for my children and grandchildren to look back on after I'm not here, and they can actually see me speak and talk and laugh and
Mm,
be like here with you, Ella, and we're talking, and they can see what type of person that I was, and just know that they can get to know me even though I'm still not here. And I
yeah.
thought about that when I was having the surgery. I said, I got 500 and some videos. If something happens to me, I got 3 grandchildren. I'll have another one, in October, be the third one.
Mm,
That's enough videos for them to get to know me if that's all I'm supposed to make. But
yeah.
thank the Lord, He let me see another day.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and I'm glad that Robin was able to make a lot of videos, because it was fun, and even when she was saying whatever she was saying, I mean, it just brings laughter and joy when you hear her when she talks. So that was good. Selena said the night we put her to rest, the devil tried to end me. If it wasn't for Lucy, I wouldn't be talking to you, or always ready reach out to someone. Yeah, always reach out to someone if you are in a dark place. That's it. Find somebody, relative, a good friend, reach out to them, you
And
know.
that's a very valid feeling, Selena.
Yeah.
I don't even, I can see you that was nothing. It's valid for you to have felt that way.
Hi, Polly. Good to see you. Yeah, always reach out to somebody. And at the end of the day, like I said, I try to think, why am I feeling this way? Even doctors don't even know why we have anxiety disorder. You know, it could be a combination of stuff that we're going through in our life. And we could say, okay, it's something that, like I said, for me, my got triggered for something that happened to me when I was younger, which I didn't know. I put in the back of my mind and never came up. And then how many years later, I was in my 30s, and then guess what? Boom, bang, that's it. It got triggered, and I remembered everything, little thing that happened to me, like it happened to me there and then. So now it's like, why can't I forget it? Why is it still there? You know, it's just like when you have any kind of sickness, you question the doctor, how did this happen? And that's one thing they don't know. It could be an imbalance or a disorder in the part of the brain that we can't even explain.
And
So
everybody has different triggers. Something that may trigger you may not trigger me, but then
yeah,
I may have my own triggers, you know?
that's true. All right, let's see what anybody's saying. Yes, Serena, you did the right thing, just like Nikki and Ella always say. Not today, Satan, but really, it's like never Satan, because God and your friends have your back. That is so true.
Yes.
That is
Always remember that. Always. Don't let the
always,
lie come into your mind that nobody cares,
yeah.
because people do care.
Yeah, people do care. Just reach out, reach out to somebody, and, let them know this is what you're going through. I know I said to Pikiniki, you know what? That we talk all the time, like today we must have talked about 100 times before this show started. And that's how we keep in touch. We talk about stuff that, even if it's the weather you need to talk about, try and find somebody to talk about. Maybe that few minutes will give you the rest of the evening to say, okay, I feel better because I spoke to somebody. What is true text? I thank God now for voice messaging, because
Yes.
I, instead of the text is still good, but I like to listen to voice. So when I hear Nikki's voice now, because let me tell you, in the beginning, she used to write me this long chapter, and I had to tell her how to hold down the thing to, now you don't have to hold it down. Before the update, we used to have to hold the voice thing down in
Right.
order to talk. And I had to teach her, like, this is how you do it. So now she uses it as much. So it's nice to hear the other person's voice at the end of the phone when you get that
Right.
message, and it does help. It helps me a lot when I hear her voice. And I was like, oh, it's good. Like today, I said, oh, it's so good to hear your voice. you know, so
And
yeah,
some people's voice, like you were saying, it's a calming effect.
yeah,
It would immediately calm you down.
yeah, it is. Shadow Woman said, listen, I can't tell you what it's been through the last 4 years, but the last few weeks have been beyond rough. I am thankful for the family I have made to help me through this. I still can't move.
We're so glad you're here.
Yes, I'm so glad that you're here. Um, you know what? It is hard. I was watching, let me tell you, the beginning of Pikiniki's show, I had to mute. I had to mute. I had to walk away because when they play, I let me tell you, I don't think, I think this is going to be the first time Picnic is hearing this. When I go to my main desk, when I put my YouTube channel on, and Pikiniki, I click on her channel, I like to listen to the intro. It just reminds me of Robin, and it plays so beautiful. That intro is so beautiful, the song and everything, it just reminds me of her, you know so I like listening to that song, and then, or the intro. And then when Shadow Woman came on, and I saw Pikiniki's face, I saw, like, and then I could hear Shadow Woman. I was like, Lord, No.
You're like, I'm out. I'm out.
I'm out. I'm out. All right. Because I don't know. I don't have nobody to call because Nikki is live. She's the only person I could call. So I'm like, nope, mute. I'm muting for a bit. I had to mute for a bit. It's like I said, it's really hard. It's hard to talk about sometimes, but it always triggers something. And then when it does trigger, we're in a space that we don't want to be in. But, yeah, I'm so glad that we're still talking about her. And
Yes. Yes.
just
Talk
like I
about
said,
her.
even the good part of it has brought out the other part of it that I don't like, which is me having this panic attack all over again.
Right.
But I have to talk about her and listen to her voice and stuff like that because I just feel that it's a step of healing. You know,
I
it's
absolutely think that it
yes,
is the process of
yes,
healing.
it's a process of healing. And I have to go through that process. So, but then you know what? I always say I'm not everybody has a relationship with this woman, everybody. And let me tell you, the friendship and sisterhood, Shadow Woman, Hamlock Lady, and Pikiniki, and some other people have had with her, Victoria included, have had with her, are more closer than many of us. But if you've had this much just to be in her presence or even have her talk to you one on one, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. That means something of hers rub off on you. That's how I see
Right.
it.
She
Yeah.
made you a better person.
Oh yeah. Hi, Patty. Mwah. Welcome in. Welcome in. I taught him how to get through them, and he's better now. And he will call me when he started getting them, and I will talk to him through it. That's the thing. Always find somebody, like we've said. Always find somebody, because when you get that person, they're able to talk through you. As soon as you know you're gonna be in that stage, call somebody. You know, and let me tell you, during this part where Robin has passed, and I've been in my panic attack has triggered. Let me tell you, I've called Pikiniki to talk to her, but then I've not spoken to her too much on Robin's situation because I know it's going to trigger her too.
Or
So
yes.
outside that, I've called my husband. I've called my husband to be able to talk to him because he knows that I go through that. So I called him and I'm like, ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah.
So he has helped me, like, okay, I know you're going through this and everything. So look for it. Always important to put, if one person is not gonna be called, always have people to call, one or two. If the one person is not there, call the second person. Definitely it's gonna help you. Definitely. Yes, huge impact. There is a video on my channel that I have Selena expressing her feelings. Yeah, we gotta watch that. I wish I could share here things that are with her. I just can say I'm still trying to keep her in our family. We're definitely not gonna lose her. She's all, you
No.
can't escape. I'm telling you, you can't really escape her at all. You can't escape it. You open your YouTube channel, your feed is always gonna be there to remind you because it's there. Your intro, your outro, your everything is gonna be
And
there.
as long as you want to speak of her the rest of your life and you want to tell stories and how much you cared about her and how much you loved her, how much she meant to you in your life, do it. No matter what anybody says, grief does not have a time limit. Don't let anybody make you think it does.
Yes, yes. Hi, Isha. Good to see you. Whatever, whoever you're grieving for, whether it's your daughter, your friend, your family, anybody, that is what I've come to learn. And I only learned this when Robin passed. Because when I was speaking to Pikiniki, I remember telling her, I said, you know what, I don't think Robin will want us to see us in this position. I think you should still go live and whatever, and that. And then when I set her back down after I talked to her, and then I spoke to my sister, it was like, no, Everybody has a time to grieve and the way they want to grieve. You can't tell somebody what they can and cannot do. So I was like, whoo, that's so true. That's
And I don't know
so
if
true.
you all do this or not, but when I've lost someone that's close to me, and I guess this is my core spiritual belief, I actually will talk to the person that's passed because I believe they're still around and they can hear what I'm saying, and it
Yeah.
comforts me it gives me comfort to carry on a conversation. I mean, it may sound crazy to others, but I say things to them, and that's why you should always let people know that you love them and you care about them and you appreciate them, and you wouldn't be the same without them in your life, and and embrace them. That's why it's so important to do those things.
Another thing I wanted to say is forgive. There's so many people in our life. You don't have to talk to them, but during this process that's happened, it made, like you said, we need to tell people that we love them. You know, and it's like now I've said to myself, you know, there's some people you already made you've already
Yeah, major peace with, yeah.
you made your peace with. Move on with it. If whether they talk to you today, they don't talk to you, you've already made peace. Just move on. You love them, love them. There's the people you love from afar,
Yes, and that's possible.
and that's possible. You can
Yes.
love people from afar. You don't have to talk to them, you don't have to call them. Whatever happened between you guys, you know what, you put your mind at ease and you move on. You move on from it and just forgive. And I know people now, that you know did me wrong, and people wondering, hey, you're still talking to this person, like, but that's me. How can I preach about forgiveness and I don't even follow what I do? I have to forgive. Now, if they still want to talk to me, I will talk to them. I will talk to them. Okay. And then that's how it's been for me. People wonder, how could you still talk to this person and this person said this about you and this person did this about you? You know what? I've already done my part. I've already forgiven. It's time
It
for
just shows what a mature person you
person
are
that you are.
by
Yes.
being able to do that, by being able to move on, and you're really saving yourself. You're not doing any justice for them. It's really you're taking care
Just for
of
you.
you.
Yeah, just for you. And because and that's another thing I used to think about. That used to give me my anxiety and my panic attack when I something happens. I'm like, what did I do to this person? And then I can't sleep. Like I said, when I start to panic, it affects me, my eating, it affects my sleeping, and I start to panic. What did I do? I start to go through everything, conversations, like what did I actually say for this person not to talk to me and stuff like that. But then growing up, when I noticed that it's affecting my health, I just decided to put it at rest. I will talk about it if I have somebody that I know. If I'm friends with somebody else, I'll say, hey, this person, is not talking to me. I don't know what I've done. I've tried to go through it. So, in order for me to have a healthy life, I try not to think about it that much because I know
Right.
I'm an overthinker. I think every little thing, you know,
But if
and
you know you haven't done anything, I think the person sometimes on the other end, the problem lies with them. If you know deep down you haven't done anything, and if you have, the problem still lies with them because they won't come to you. They just
yeah,
cut it off and they just quit talking to you.
yeah. So at the end of the day, just leave it for them, and you just do yours and move on. And this is what I'm saying, because when we hear about loved ones, friends, and people passing, it hits home. It just really hits you because you'll be thinking, oh, this person is gonna be here with you for life. You don't expect them for somebody to pass so soon, because you expect that you're gonna grow old.
Yes.
One day we're gonna look here and say, "Oh, we've been friends for 40 years. Look, I know I've just been on YouTube for 4 years, or coming up to 5 years this October, I think, but that's a long period to have friends with people that, with us being friends, we don't even think we've known each other like 4 years or something, or how many
Yeah,
years we
you think it's been a
know,
lifetime.
it
Yeah.
feels like a lifetime, and if you have that feeling with somebody that feels like a lifetime, you know then yeah, you want to be here with that person. But then when stuff happens along the way, it now hits home. I'm still dealing with so much non-understanding with finding families and finding peace for her, and can't find my peace.
It's going to take time because it's still so fresh,
Of course,
and
it was not
it was
what.
so unexpected. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like, I'm not saying death is easy anytime. It's not. But when it's unexpected like that, it seems to be harder to deal
Yes.
with.
It is harder because you're talking to, you just say, didn't I just talk to her today? And then
Yeah.
you were like, what the heck?
Yeah,
You
and you're
understand?
saying, what happened? How did this happen? Why didn't we see it coming? What went wrong? And all these questions go through your mind.
And don't beat yourself. Don't beat yourself. you
No.
know in time, take as long as you want to take. And if you want to cry every day about it, yeah, cry. Let me tell people, don't know, even Pikiniki don't even know this, but I still cry about it. Like right now, I am crying inside, and I'm crying for several reasons. I'm crying because, one, I wish I had met her when they were doing that meetup in Florida. And like I said, who was I telling? I think it was Pikiniki I was saying to yesterday, or maybe Giovanni. you know I think it was Pikiniki, because we talk a lot. So, I was like, oh, I could have met Robin when they had that meetup. I know, like, Victoria's invited me for meetups and I haven't gone. And I said, oh, it was Pikiniki. And I said to Pikiniki, I'm so glad when Max and Debs invited me over for a meetup when they were coming to Florida. I came this close in pulling out. I didn't want to go, but I just felt, Ella, come on. You always say no, 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 just go. And when I talked to my ex at that time, my husband, and he was like, oh yeah, I can drive you and drop you off. And I said, okay, I'll go. And that's how I met Pikiniki. And look at where myself and
And
Pikiniki are today.
if you had not gone there, you would have missed out on one of the greatest friendships you have ever
Yes.
had in your entire life.
Yeah, I would have missed that. And I think I was telling her, I was saying, I need to really stop saying no in going to places. And I wish I did. I wish I did not say no. You
Because
know.
you don't know what you're missing out on. You don't know who you're going to meet or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Hi, Susanna. Hi, Yon and Craft. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, baby girl. Good to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys. Yes, I speak my daughter's name daily. Yeah. And if that's going to help you heal, that will help you heal. You know, you I don't feel that there's people that we love we should forget about them. They're always going to be in our life, because we're always going to see them. There's going to be a photo of them, a picture. There's always going to be something that will remind you of them, that you will talk about them. We always want to keep them alive, even though they're not alive. You want to still keep them alive, and yeah, keep them here with you until we see them again. I talk to my mother every night. I agree, Angie. Yeah, some of the people we meet on YouTube became family, and we see more of YouTube family than our real. Yes, I'm telling you, we
That is
see.
true.
That
That
is so.
is so true.
Let me tell you, my family are in England. Okay, my family are in England, and I don't see them. Most of my family are in Nigeria. I don't see them. I don't talk to them as much, even though I should. I don't talk to them as much. You know, but I talk to you guys on YouTube all the time, and then, once in a while my sister would say, hey, how you doing? I'm checking on you. I think she was checking on me, and I was like, I'm fine, I'm okay, and stuff like that. But I talk to you guys more than I even talk to my family. So yeah. YouTube, we come together. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. Welcome in. The Buddha Chicks. Lord have mercy.
Oh, I saw her
Woman.
pictures.
Yes. Okay, look at this. I mean, God is so good. Friday, she didn't come to the auction on time because she was my host on Friday, And I was like in the back room, I was like, okay, she's not here, she's not here. I said, I know she knows I don't like people being late. And I said, this is not like her. At least if she can't make it, she will send me a message. Now, guess what? I'm panicking because we've now seen what has happened with Robin trying to contact, and now I didn't know anybody that know her, and I'm like, okay, I need no message, nothing, and I'm like, I'm panicking now. This is where I'm panicking because I wasn't worried that she didn't turn up. I'm worried that, like, okay, what is
You
going
worried
on?
about her.
I'm worried about her now. So when we went live, I said, guys, if anybody know about where the Buddha chick is, if you know, you can contact her. It's not about her being on the panel right now. It's making sure that she's okay. That is the thing, making sure that she is okay. I mean, what has happened with Robin has opened our eyes that we
Yes.
really need to look out for each other. And if somebody is not there today, we should try to find out who is there to help us find. And let me
Right.
tell you, good thing Mary Beth was able to try to find out where she is, and then all of a sudden she typed in the chat and she came on panel, but it was like, thank God. That was the worry first. I was like, yeah, I will kick your ass later, but
Yeah.
first of all,
But right now we got to get through this. But you got a butt
yeah,
whooping coming.
yeah. I was like, first of all, I want to make sure that you're okay, and then few hours later, here on I got a pop-up with her car and her, what they call it, RV on the side of the road. I was like, what the heck? Oh my goodness. So, guys, wow. Much love, Buddha Chick. We were all praying for you. And, I know a lot of people were like so worried and everything. So it was good to know that you and your husband are doing well. Man, that alone, whew, it's a shocker. It's a shocker. I always ask the Lord to let my loved ones know I am thinking of them. Yes. Oh, girl, you actually like, whew. I was like, thank God. Thank God. And you know what? I continue to pray. We all pray that the Lord bring you guys safely back to your home.
Yes.
Safe,
Yes.
safe. You know what? The life, you can always buy another RV. But at the end of the day, now you and your husband and your family are all doing well. That's the most important thing, because you
They
cannot
can't be
get the life back.
replaced. Right.
Yes, they cannot be replaced. Can't get a life back. So that is one thing I've taken from this with Robin passing, has made me believe, put in perspective that it's not about where that person should be. It's that, are they okay? You understand? Are they okay? That is the first thing.
You
Are they
really
okay?
sincerely care about the person
The
and not
person.
what they can give you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
not
saying?
whether
And
they
that's
have to be on
true.
panel or not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true love is when your need for them is your love for them outweighs your need for them. You
Yeah.
know?
Because that was it. It was like, so if you don't really see somebody, if you notice somebody that's been coming and you don't see them, your first thing is, I hope they're okay. Pray for them. And if there's any way you can contact them, contact them. If you can't find a way to contact them, just put it out there in the chat. Hey guys, if you've seen this person, I remember Love Hollis. I remember having seen her in a long time. And I'm like, what happened to Love Hollis? And so I sent her email. And then when she emailed me back and told me why she stepped away for a bit for the loss she went through, my heart went out to her. It's like
Mhm.
sometimes we don't really know what people are
The
going
entire
through.
story. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you don't see somebody, please just reach out. And I was so glad I said that. I said, if anybody know where the Buddha chick is, Try. If you know you can contact her, please contact her. So we know that first of all, she's well. That's the most important thing. Facts, Ella. Everyone grieves differently, and I wish I could help Nikki through this in a better way, but I can't help her when I can't help myself. That's why this YouTube family is so important. You have done so much, Shadow Woman. You've done so much. You've helped her. You not only helped her, you've helped everybody. You've helped everybody. You don't know that, but yes, you have. And don't feel that you're not doing enough. You have done a lot.
And she
Okay.
needs to take care of herself
Yes.
and deal with it her own
Way.
way,
Yeah.
and not try to take care of everybody else's grief, but take care of
Of
her.
your own. And like, for everybody's doing it, like Picnicky did it, I did it, some people probably still doing it. We try to find the time to really cry. Okay. And we did. We cried, and we get that release. And then I'm not saying that you're not gonna cry again. You still probably will cry, but that's part of the grieving process that you have to go through. It's not going to be done in a day. It's not going to be done in a week,
No.
a month. When you love somebody that is so dear to you, let me tell you, whether you've known them for 4 years, 5 years on YouTube, it probably let it take, if it take that long for it to come back, that 4 or 5 years that you've known them, to grieve for them, continue to do it. But
Yes.
then now you're gonna find out the grieving is gonna take a different level. It's
Hmm.
gonna go, it's going to get to the level where the tears probably won't be there now. It will be the joy will replace it.
You'll be so happy they were a part of your life,
Yeah.
and you got to be a part of theirs, and you had a friendship, and you'll base your thought of them on that.
Yes.
The good times.
I will be going live later. Sometime something happened last night that may help others. Okay, that will be good. Some people don't deserve forgiveness. That's my opinion, though. Well, some
It's
people really don't.
forgiveness is for you,
For you, not for
not for
them.
them.
Yeah, it's for you, because that's one thing I am, I've come to understand, not just being a Christian, but for my life. Because let me tell you, if I didn't forgive the people that did me so bad, I would not be here today, because I was taking it on myself all together, thinking, okay, you know what? It's me. It's me. It's me. I went to counseling at work. It made it worse for me. Not counseling is not for everybody. I'm telling you, the counseling, sometimes people think, oh, go counseling and it will help. It's not for everybody. I did
Right.
go. And that counseling that I went to, it brought out stuff that I didn't even know I had. And then it pushed me over the edge.
It
That was what,
escalated.
yeah, that was what pushed me over the edge. And yes, and that actually led me to, like, I had to retire from my work, resign, or whatever I had to do. And I thought, okay, I've had enough. It's time for me to move on, with life. But when
Right.
I was saying it's time for me to move on, I wasn't moving on with the life I know I wanted to move on with. My move on was gone forever. That's what I was thinking. And now I was in the process of going for gone forever.
I
But
feel like if you don't forgive, that person still has some kind of hold on
hold
you,
over you. Yeah.
and that they're still controlling you to a certain
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
And I just, and no, is, and it takes a process to let it go.
Oh, of course. It
Depending
took
on how bad
years.
the offense is,
Yeah. It
depending
took
on how bad they hurt
years.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could take you years, but gradually, for me, when I see them, or if I hear their voice, I get hurt more and more. But the more I was getting hurt, the more I have to say to the Lord, but Lord, I did forgive. So why am I still hurting? And
Yeah.
then I had to understand I wasn't doing it for them. I was doing it for myself.
Exactly.
And as soon as I knew that it was for myself, because I did even the same thing with my marriage. I just felt, oh, he lost our home. Okay, and I'm out on the street, nowhere to stay. And and I had to pack up my business that was flourishing and growing since I started it in 2007. And I had to pack everything up for 4 years. And to see that his business was still, he was going about doing his own business like nothing ever happened.
Yeah,
You know,
that's gotta
I
hurt.
was so bitter. I was so bitter. It sent me to the hospital in 2000, because the thing happened in 2016. It sent me to hospital 2018. I was admitted. That's how bitterness and unforgiveness does its work.
It will
And
destroy you. It will
yeah,
destroy you.
sent me to hospital. And I was, while I was there in hospital, that I said, Ella, you gotta forgive. You gotta forgive and forgive yourself.
The
So
best medicine you can give to someone that has done something to you is to
it's
go on with your life and
yes,
prosper and do better.
and do better.
That they do not like that.
Yeah.
They don't want to see you happy and moving on. You know what I'm saying?
So I had to forgive, get back on track. Then 2019, I put my business. I said I talked to my friend. She said, "You got to start your business back up again." I said, "I don't even know where to start." She said, "Start with Mercari." Because I used to be on Poshmark. I closed my Poshmark page. I started when Poshmark started.
Oh
You know,
wow.
yeah, when Poshmark started, I started. And she was like, I said, "I don't want to do clothing anymore." She said, "Well, guess what? Poshmark has now started adding all electronics and all the other stuff. So go start up again." That's what it took me. So I had to start up again. I had to forgive. And I remember calling him. I said, "I forgive you." And I had to forgive myself. And look at where I am today.
And you were blessed 10, 20, 30 times more.
Hmm. Or you can forgive, but don't ever. You're not going to forget because it's your story to tell. That's why I
Right.
keep
To
telling
help
people,
others.
to
To
help
help
others. It's your
others to
story
get
to
through it.
tell. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but the chick said, when we don't forgive, we eat our own bitter poison. Yeah, we
Yes.
so do. Because the
Slowly
Bible
killing
says,
ourselves.
yeah, the Bible says you gotta forgive. Give it to God, because God said, "Vengeance is mine," says the Lord. You don't take vengeance. You just let God take vengeance for you. You pray for that person, because the Bible says when you pray, you're heaping cold on them.
Coals. Yep.
So just yeah, give it to God. And pray for them. Pray for them. Selena, make sure you drop your link. Forgiveness is for ourselves, not for that person. Yeah, it's for ourselves when we forgive. So we're able to move on. Because let me tell you, you sit down here thinking about all the stuff that person did to you, it's just going to continue to eat you alive.
Right.
That's why you see some people never prosper. You'll be
Right.
wondering why their life is like that. Because they don't know how to, they don't forgive.
Right.
They don't forgive. They want to, and guess what? Not only do they don't want to forgive, they also want to play the victim.
Yes.
So then you're gonna find out certain things don't work out in their life. They might be saying they're doing good, but are they really doing good? No,
Right.
they're not. Your life can change in a second. Life is short. Yeah, it
Yes.
is short. So yeah, pray. We are not promised tomorrow. Yeah. Today is precious, minute by minute. Minute by minute.
And
Yeah.
you know what, Ella, is so mind blowing that it takes something to cause people to start thinking that life is so short. Something that happens in your life that all of a sudden you wake up and go, "Oh my gosh, life is short." By something like a tragedy happening, or a child getting sick, or a marriage breaking up, or something like that, and then you start reevaluating everything that you've already lived through, and
Yeah.
you realize life is short.
Yeah. Yeah. Shadow Woman said, "I don't want to keep bringing Robin up, but it's I and one other person are still trying to find family for her." Let me tell you, you got to keep bringing her up, because until everything is done, you're not going to be
You're
satisfied.
not going to have closure.
Not going to have closure. Good. That's the right word. Not going to have closure. The more you bring her up, the more people will do research that can do research on your behalf. The more people will say, "Oh, they didn't know." Because let me tell you, I went back. to read people's comment from the live, the memorial that you guys put together for her. I went back to read some of the comments. Let me tell you, you never know. I read the comment there where somebody said, "Wow, they've been away for a while, and they come back and they in their timeline and they saw this," you know. So yeah, you gotta have to keep her
Right. Keep it
memory,
out there.
put her out there, because the more you keep talking about her, the more you keep putting her out there. You never know, word of mouth is gonna reach somebody one day. It's gonna reach somebody one day, and they're gonna say, "Oh, yeah, oh, okay, you're looking for this." It's gonna travel and travel and travel until the word reaches the right person, where it can get to her family. And
And I don't know the situation, but you might want to start praying that whoever is her family will start looking for her. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Try to find her and realize what has happened.
yeah, because basically, when you look at it and you say, when you talk about family, and that's why I always say stuff here. If anything happened to me today, please, you guys are my family. Make sure, I don't care whether the police come knock on my door or they break down my door and take my body to the morgue or whatever. You guys better let them know. Don't put me in the ground. I don't want to be buried. I don't want no sand over me. Okay, I'm just telling you, don't let them put me. If they put me in a box, the box must be going through the hottest fire they ever have. Don't let them put me in the ground. And if you come across my family, make sure you tell them. Ella said she doesn't want to be buried. Okay, cremation, burn her body. That's it. I'm just telling you guys now. Don't say I didn't tell you, because if I find myself in the ground, I'm coming out to hunt every single one of you guys.
Yeah, you'll come back and just haunt them.
I hunt everybody. So I'm just saying it now. I remember little Debbie said she had a list of names by her bedside just in case. And I keep saying to myself, I'm going to have to do that. Have that list to my
You
bedside.
think that's not important, but it
It
is.
is.
It's
It is.
very important.
Yes. If you live alone, just like, have that list. I keep saying I'm going to
You
have that
don't
list.
need it till you need it.
Yeah. I'm so grateful that I've given my information to a few people. And I know Pikiniki, she texts me. She is always checking on me. So basically, I told her, I give you 24 hours. If you don't hear from me in 24 hours, then all that information I gave you, start using it.
Oh, Ella, well, there's gonna be plenty of people that's gonna start looking for you, honey.
Jennifer say, I cry every day for my daughter at least once a day. Yeah,
Yes.
because whew, that is your child. You never
Yes.
expect that your child is gonna leave so soon. So you're always gonna like, oh, my
I
child.
cannot even fathom that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. I want peace and closure for Robin. Everybody wants that. I think that's what's been on my mind so strong. Wishing she still lived in Texas, so I could have driven to her or drive to her and do something to help. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. But then sometimes it just depends. Not everybody, look how, if you're not open up, if you don't tell people what's happening in your life, then nobody's gonna come knock on your door to
Exactly.
check on you. And people are private. No matter how sometimes you might be open, you might be private, that you don't want to tell stuff that is happening to you.
Right.
So like, if I've told, like, I always say to Pikiniki, I have sciatica. Okay. The sciatica, on Tuesday I'm gonna go see a chiropractor. It's almost like it's paralyzing me. That I can't even walk sometimes. It hurts my butt cheeks. Sometimes I can't even sleep at night.
That's
Don't be
science.
afraid to share some kind of medical issues that you're going through with somebody else. Don't be afraid to share your medical
Right.
issues that you're
Right.
going through. If you're feeling somehow, share it with
You don't have
somebody.
to share it with the whole world. Just tell someone.
Yeah, tell somebody so that they can be. Let me tell you, If I'm like here, I'm like, oh my goodness, let me tell you, the day I could not move, I could not walk, and I was paralyzed. I don't want to be ever, go through that experience. I almost peed my pants. I was standing in one place for 15 minutes. And then when I could move, I could hardly get up. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't close my blinds. I couldn't even move myself to go to the bathroom. And I didn't know what was going on with me. And I said to myself, oh my goodness, this is how people feel when they're paralyzed from the waist down, you know. But when I had to call somebody, I couldn't get anybody that was close to come and help me. And I really needed help. So I was like paralyzed that Saturday. I didn't get help till Monday morning.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I just laid there. I couldn't even go cook food for myself. I couldn't move. So finally, when I was able to call my friend, and she's in Maryland, and she said, you know what, I'm gonna call your husband and see if he can. He was like 5 hours away from where I live. So he was like, oh, I'm at an event. I won't be able to get to you till Monday. So imagine me not be able to get up to take a shower, to use the bathroom, to even do nothing. Because I was
Yeah,
paralyzed.
you were at your lowest.
I was up, yeah. So when he came that Monday morning, because he had to leave home, I think about 3 o'clock, to 5 hours to drive to get to me. And when he was able to get here, he was able to like undress me, take me to the shower, bait me and everything, got me ready, carried me into the car and drive me to the doctor's. And then people were saying, why didn't you call 911? I didn't want to call 911 and then come see me in my birthday suit and knock the door over.
You want somebody there that knows you and they
Yeah.
feel for you and they have empathy and they have, whatever for you. You don't want total strangers doing that.
Yeah. And you know what, Robin? Um, Shadow Woman, she's not a Jane Doe,
No.
because she's got a first and last name. She's
And
not a,
she is a part of a community that loved
yeah,
her.
she has family. If her family didn't come, we are family. We all know her. We know, and she ain't a Jane Doe. She ain't a Jane Doe. She got a family. She's got history. She has history. She has history. So she ain't a Jane. Hi, Pam. Good to see you. Yeah, I know it's a lot for you. I know it's a lot. It's a lot, but it will be, sometimes it's just good to take a break for yourself, because I know you have family of your own as well. And sometimes when we grieve, we cut ourselves completely off from our
From our
family.
family. That's true.
Yeah. When we're grieving for somebody, we cut ourselves, and then we forget that we have family too that needs our attention.
Ella, do you remember saying that I think you said you had a crush on Robin?
Yeah. I did say
Okay.
that.
So, I feel like this when I have a close friend, and I've had one to pass away, and I had a brother to pass away, and this may sound strange, but I always say, "I love you."
Yeah.
Like if I'm having a conversation, I love you, and I speak to them like that. So
Mhm.
that will just keep me at peace knowing they knew I loved them. And I
Yeah.
know Robin knew who loved her, who she had in her life. She knew that Shadow Woman deeply
Love her.
cared and loved her.
Yeah.
And it's okay if Shadow Woman, can make it through the day saying, Robin, I love you. I can't see
Yeah.
you. You're not here with me, but I love you. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with doing that.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to talk to somebody as if they're really there by your side.
Right.
You don't see them. God has taken her into heaven. Now, you know what? You can still talk. You can still speak to her, like the way we go out and we talk to God. God, we don't see God,
Right.
but we talk to him as if he's here with us,
And
because
I
he
believe
is
we
here
can
with
do that
us.
with our loved ones. I
Yeah,
believe we can do that with our loved ones.
because he is here with us and we talk to him. So yeah, you can talk to Robin. Talk to Robin. Talk to Robin. Josie said she has a lot of grieving videos on her channel. So, guys, if you haven't seen those videos, make sure you check it out. And we love you too, Shadow Woman. I appreciate you coming in here today. And I hope that you coming in here today, whatever we said, I hope it helped you.
Some little something, yes.
Hi, Timeless. Mwah. Good to see you, Timeless. Ella told me she wasn't there and I was really nervous. Me and Ella were texting her. We are a little
We were a little traumatized at the moment at
yes,
the moment.
I mean, yeah. We were like, Ella, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, Lord. Picky Nicky. Let me go through that. Ah, I love you too, Buddha Chick. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome.
Amazing. I
Yeah.
love each and every one of you.
Yes. Always love you too. Although I never, never met any of you guys, but you guys, I'm telling you, if it wasn't for you guys and me coming on here, um, you know, I don't know where I would have been. It's not easy living alone. It's not easy. My sister, you know what? She was like, shouldn't you be dating?
That's what sisters do.
That's what sister do. I remember she sent me a text. She said, and I remember telling her, I said, you know what? I don't really go out, you know, and I don't want to be doing all this online dating stuff. I said, I'm tired of it. It's just, and I remember I said something. It was so funny what she said back to me. I'm trying to find what I said to her. You know, okay, I said, I think I've been on my own for so long. It would take a very lovable man to put up with me. She said, patient man, you mean? She said,
Yeah, I have a lot of patience. Yeah.
you gotta have a lot of patience. I've lived on my own for too long.
You are set in your ways.
Yeah, and it's hard for somebody to come in and want to change all that. It's just hard. It's hard. Oh gosh, we love you guys so much, and we always thank you. You know what, and this is one thing we love about doing this show is that we'll start something, and before you know it, it goes into something else. And we don't want to say, oh, not talk about what people are saying in the chat and go back to our original topic.
Right. We just let it flow the way it
Let it flow.
flows.
Yeah, we let it flow the way it flow. When you share life with others, that's what we were created for, to be a blessing to others. Ranja, you got the blessing of Robin in such a way that you have wonderful memories to reflect on, which is so
Yes.
true. And that is the opportunity for you to pass that on. Every opportunity that you have, talk about her. No matter how emotional it will let you. If you're gonna cry, talk about her. you know I would
And
want
if you
somebody
want
to
to
talk
get
about.
mad about
Yeah,
what happened because you
yeah,
feel like it was unfair
yeah,
and
get
you want to
mad.
have anger, be
Yeah,
mad.
yeah,
Be mad. It's fine.
yeah. Those are your special blessings, and you're wanting the best for her. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I go back. You know what, it's so, when the person is alive, let me tell you, there's so many things I wanted to say to Robin, to do for me, with stuff. I wish I told her, hey, could you go on and do this for me? But I never got the time to do it. I remember I was watching her show one day, and she was talking about how she came into my channel, and you know how I was just cracking her up. She was laughing, and she said, oh, I'm gonna do all the funny bits of Ella. I wish I told her to do those for me.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
That would
Yeah.
have been awesome. She said, you know what? I've been collecting I'm gonna do all these funny bits of Ella, And I heard her say that in her show. And I remember, and now I go back and I read the messages I had with her on IG, and I laugh about it. And those are my memories. Everybody's memories with Robin
Or
is
different.
different. So
Yeah.
yes. And you probably had the most of anybody else on YouTube
You had the part of her that nobody else had.
had. Yeah, we were only just there. We could, like, like I said, if you know, she when I first of all, she came up on my timeline years ago, and I was like, she pulls you in. And I was watching her, and I was like, huh. And that was during the time I never made myself known on anybody's channel. I just like going there. I just watch them, watch what they do, and that was it. I would just watch her, and I would just laugh, because for me, like I was saying, I was in my depressed stage when I moved in here. It was just me. I was crying when I was in Georgia, staying at a friend for about 1 month before I moved back to Florida because of my situation. I cried every day. Every day I cried because I hated my situation. I hated where I was. And then when I came
But
here,
look what you built. Look what you built now.
you see, and I met a lot of you guys on YouTube. I started watching you guys and everything. I remember when I started watching Victoria. I never made myself known on Victoria's page. So many people's page. I never made myself, but I've been watching these people for like 4 years. But I never made myself known on a lot of them until later on in the year. I made myself known. When I go back on when I go back to the first, I think it was 2021 or so, Robin sent me my banner. I was so shocked. I was like, she don't even know me. I've never even made myself known to her on her page or anything. But she probably was watching me, and she sent me my banner. I was like, what? I was like, oh Lord, have mercy.
You'll never forget that.
Never
Never.
forget that, because I just felt, for me, I was like, some she didn't charge me. I asked her, I said, oh my God, that's so lovely. How much do you think I have? How much should I pay you? I didn't even know she did this for a living.
Right.
I didn't know, because every time I watched her on her show, she was always with, if she wasn't modding for somebody, she was doing a talk show thing, and never stayed long enough to know what she was doing. She was like, oh yeah, I can do this, I do this. And I was like, oh, okay, how much can I pay you for this? She said, no, you don't need to. And before I know it, she was making me thumbnails. She was making things. When I turned 1K on my, she made a like a magazine cover thing for me. I mean, yeah, that touched me. Every little thing she's done for everybody touched everybody. So yeah, she's not a Jane Doe. She's not. She will never be one, because she isn't. We all knew her. We all
Right.
knew her. Yeah, we all knew her. Hi, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Good to see you, Wonder Woman. Rather, I've been praying that her family has a soft heart to receive the information as well, and to handle everything with kindness. I pray so. I pray so, because man, your heart had to be hardened for not to hear that information and not do nothing. You know, my rain is falling down here now. All right, this is Serena's YouTube link. So guys, make sure you click on that link. It'll take you to her live. Yeah, you can only do what you can do, my friend. Only do what you can do, and God will see you through the rest. That's the thing. God will see you through the rest. I'll be going on later, because it's something unbelievable, precious, on what happened last night. All right, Saveherfirst. I was in hospice care, volunteer for over 15 years. My heart is broken every time a passing happens. It doesn't get better. It's just different. Yeah, that's one thing I'd say. I think we were talking about this last time, and I was like, the people in the hospital. I think it was Miss Josie. I asked her that question: how do you handle things like that? You go through it. Yeah.
But the key there is make sure you go through it and not
Yes.
stay in it.
In it. Yeah. Yeah. You go through it, not stay in it. Hopefully, wasn't Robin's next of kin listed at the hospital on some form or something? Well, I hope they're able to
I
find
hope that
it.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they're able to find it. I hope so. Yeah, That's it. Don't put me in no freaking ground. I don't want to be in the no ground at all. So important to have a will or a piece of paper to say, yeah, it's always good. Write something down. For me, once I got, the other day I was just thinking, I was like, when I was listening, when little Debbie was saying that, write stuff down, put it by your bedside. And then I was thinking, should I write who gets what? I was like, who cares? I'm dead.
You
Who?
should write the most important things to begin with, like who to get in touch with, phone
Yeah,
numbers, things like that. And then if you get to the point where all that's done, you want to continue to write. If there's something special that you want someone to have, I say, yeah, write it. But I
yeah.
wouldn't go through the inventory of my home and
On
do
my
it.
home, I'm like, no, I'm thinking, okay, write down, you know,
Something that's very dear to you that you want to go
yeah,
to someone else, I say yes.
yeah. Let them do, or who they need to contact. The only thing is that for me, it was like I got my niece as my next on king, my next kin on my what they call it, my retirement in England. So if anything happens to me, any money that I'm getting for that will go to her. That's only the paperwork that I have. And basically I have to, I would say important documents, write it down, your important documents, who they need to go to, so that they can use that important document to
Right,
duly file for
exactly.
claims or anything that they need to get. Make sure you put it in there. Now, these are your important documents, and this is where they need to go. So important to have a will. Oh, yeah, so important. But trust, I've heard your comment, but there are so many, uh, yeah, so many legal things you got to do that needs to be done. Ella, you need a deep tissue to release that pinch. I know, but whatever
Yeah,
it
you
is,
need a deep tissue massage, yes.
I'm gonna go see the chiropractor on Tuesday morning before the auction. So hopefully I get here before the auction start, or Pikiniki will be here, because let me tell you, I can't sleep at night.
Well,
That is
you get that taken care of first, and we'll wait on you. Don't worry about it.
and that is a scary feeling. I know what you're talking about, Sadika. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm like, no, I cannot stress enough to have a will or piece of paper that says I release everything to so and so. That's the yeah. So the authority might know, because yeah, or else the government will probably come and take all your shit.
Yeah, they want it.
Hmm. My aunt is calling the fire station all the time to come help her get up when she falls. I mean, I'm sorry to laugh, but if you have their number, you gotta call them,
Right.
because that's the thing. You gotta call them. The only people, he said to me, why didn't you call 911 or whatever? My fear was, I don't want them to break the door, because when you break the door, now I have to pay for the door. That was my thinking back then. It was like, no, I don't want to go. Because when the fire brigades come, they're all expensive. You got to pay for all that. It's not easy. People think when you call the fire brigade and they come here, like it's free to get here. No, it ain't free. The fire brigade, they're gonna bill you. You
Yeah.
know, they're gonna bill you. You're gonna be so shocked when you get a bill from the fire brigade. Let me tell you, I've had my alarm go off. I had to, and I wasn't at home. My alarm was going off. I think what happened was that I turned the alarm on. I didn't shut the door properly. So, and then I had to open the door, and the alarm was going off because I could hear it. But I came back in and I did it. That was good, because then if he had continued to go on, guess what? Police were gonna call fire
Right.
brigade. They're gonna all of them gonna come here and find out nothing's going on, and then they're gonna charge you for it. You know. So the another thing that happened is because um they can call me once my alarm go off. When I was out of town, they came to do work in the house. When they shut the door, they didn't. They put the alarm on. They didn't shut the door well. The alarm went off. It went off for so long that the police called me. Thank God, before they got anything else, they called me. They said, "Hey, something." I said, I'm not at home, but I'm seeing my you know
Your
uh
alarm.
my
Yeah.
security camera. I think everything nothing I think everything is okay. I just think maybe whoever came to do work in the house didn't shut the door properly. So yeah, I try to avoid all that because I don't want to be paying that kind of money for them to come and knock the door down. When I'm about to have a seizure, I say I'm not feeling right and I'm about to have a seizure. I got people, Sam, Pastor, so they can call him and get me. Okay, nice. It's good when you're not feeling and you got people to call. You gotta call them. You gotta call them. I know you coming behind Ella, but she is as of right now. Okay, okay. That is what is killing me. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. Robin is my body and she knows it, but she deserves more that I can give her. You've given her a lot. And
And
you are,
don't put yourself, and I know it's hard because you want to be there and you love her so much, but
yeah.
go easy on yourself. Don't, because Robin wouldn't want you to do that. She
No.
would want you to be at peace and work through it and deal with it the way you deal with it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So whatever you're doing well. You're doing, and she's so proud of you for what you've done.
Yes,
You're proud. Let me tell you,
absolutely.
yeah, because some people don't even have that.
Right.
Some people don't have friends. Some people don't have family. Some people stuff happened to them. They don't even
And I
know.
believe she knows what you're doing. I
Yeah,
believe that she does know it. That's my belief.
yeah,
So don't beat yourself up over that.
yeah. And if you don't like that, that part will keep stressing you, and you don't want to. You don't want to get to a point where it stresses you so much that you're gonna start suffering panic attack, anxiety attack, because that's how
Right.
it goes, because you felt
Right.
that you haven't done enough, you know. You
You
can only
have.
do what you
You
can
have.
do. You've done beyond. How many people you think will go beyond and above for that? No, not everybody. So you've done. Hi, Robin. Bye. Welcome in. All right, guys, we've been here. I didn't even think we were going to be here last 1 hour, but we've been here like 1 hour, 47 minutes.
Yeah, we have. This has been a great discussion.
Yeah. And yeah, I am so behind. Yes, I am so behind when I'm talking. That's the only time I'm behind. I am so behind. Now I caught up. Yeah. So the most important thing you got to take away from this is one, if you're suffering from panic attack, anxiety attack, always have a friend, a brother, a sister, somebody you can talk to. Always have them there. If you
On
don't have
speed dial.
anybody,
On speed dial.
yes, on speed dial, and they can help you. you know Let them know that this is what's going on. They just have to be there and listen and help you, talk you through it. One, drink water. When I have panic attack now, the first thing I do, I go to my fridge and I take a bottle of water and I start drinking it. You know, to make sure, for me, find something that will be comfortable for you. For me, watching comedy helps me a lot.
Distract yourself.
It
Distract
distracts.
yourself.
Yeah, laugh. You know, I quote scripture. The best scripture that helps me might not be the one for you, but I have my own scripture. God has not given me the spirit of fear. I can't even remember where that one is
I was
now.
trying to remember where that scripture was when you started quoting it, and I can't
Yeah.
remember where it was.
Let me see. I think I can go. I can see if I can find it. God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of love and a sound mind. Second Timothy 1:7. Yeah, Second Timothy 1:7. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So that is Second Timothy 1:7.
And that is a
That,
promise. So
yeah,
you will receive that.
yeah. So that is what that is what I That is what I quote for myself in order to get out of the situation that I find myself in. So if you find yourself in a situation, and you want to get out of it, always, always, always make sure you find something that you can hold on to, so you makes you get out of it. So that's another thing I want to talk about, that anxiety, and when you're feeling anxious, or the other thing, grieve. You're still grieving. Everybody had their own time, their own way of grieving. I've learned to tell somebody, not to say, "Oh, get over," or
Oh
"get
no,
over,"
never say that. Never,
say
never.
that, or say to somebody, "It's okay." It's okay for them to grieve. One way how they're gonna grieve, where if no matter how long it's gonna take them, give them the opportunity to have that time to grieve. Whether
And
it
I
takes
want to say this. If
or
you are the person that the person comes to that's going through the anxiety, if you are their person, listen.
listen. Yes.
Listen to what they're saying and really truly be in the moment with them.
Yeah.
Really listen to them because it really is real.
Yeah. So that's what I have to say, guys. Um, Angie, you got anything else you want to add before we
I've Today has been wonderful. I've enjoyed each and every one of you. Thank you for the prayers. I love each and every one of you, and I hope that you all take something from this show that we did today, and
yeah.
really know that it's okay to have anxiety and panic attacks, and it's okay to feel like you're losing yourself, but just know to reach out to people and try to get past it. Never be ashamed of it. Never be ashamed of it.
Yeah. And we appreciate you, Shadow Woman, for coming in here today and sharing your
Yes.
experience. Thank you also to Serena for coming in also, and each and every one of you that shared your experience with us. We appreciate you, Laurie, everyone, Little Debbie, everyone that shared with us today. Thank you so much. Until next time, guys, we love you
Love you.
always. Peace. Bye, guys.
Bye.